the news at 10 o'clock with Hugh Edwards and Helen Fospero.
A big step towards peace. Israelis and Palestinians talk of living without war. The leaders stand together after a 5-hour summit and promise vital concessions. But the reaction among hardliners on both sides has been hostile. We'll be assessing the prospects for peace. Also tonight, Mr. Blair fights off Conservative demands for a full Iraq inquiry. Bonanza for Liverpool, Europe's culture capital for 2008. And Americans agog as one of their biggest celebrities is caught up in a shares scandal.
And here in the north, workers from BAE in Brough prepare to travel to London to safeguard their jobs. And Customs and Excise in Hull seized 3.5 tons of illegal Chinese fireworks. That's all coming up on Look North.
Good evening. Israelis and Palestinians are said to have made a big stride towards peace in 5 hours of talks with President Bush today. Ariel Sharon, the Israeli Prime Minister, and his Palestinian counterpart Abu Mazen both declared a belief in their peoples living side by side in peace and security. The summit was held in Jordan, and the Americans say this presents a realistic chance of long-term peace. Israel's Ariel Sharon promised to dismantle some illegal Jewish settlements, and he moved closer to accepting an independent Palestinian state, while Abu Mazen renounced terrorism against Israel and pledged to embrace democracy and the rule of law. But hardliners on both sides have warned that they won't give any ground. Ola Guerin reports now from the talks in Jordan.
A new peacemaker and maybe a new beginning. Victorious in Iraq, George Bush now determined to reshape the Middle East. Following in the footsteps of Bill Clinton in a place where peace plans die fast. But this president here with a mission to get the roadmap on its way. Starting with this, a breakthrough in itself. The Israeli and Palestinian prime ministers, leaders of enemy nations, together, if not quite at ease. But George Bush ready to lead them all the way. Emerging after their meeting, men in black, coming to make separate statements, but all talking of peace, all promising compromise. From Ariel Sharon, a pledge to dismantle illegal outposts on occupied land, and this key concession.
That we understand the importance of territorial contiguity in the West Bank for a viable Palestinian state.
His Palestinian counterpart, Abu Mazen, promising to fight terrorism. We condemn violence and terror against all Israelis, he said. We'll end the armed intifada. The last word from the world's most powerful man, encouragement to stay the course, though some still wonder if he will.
The journey we're taking is difficult, but there is no other choice. No leader of conscience can accept more months and years of humiliation, killing, and mourning.
Then a handshake to seal the deal. Promises made here that will be hard to keep, but George Bush will be watching. A little relaxation before they went their separate ways. After years of bloodshed and suffering and death, a new peace process was born here today. This is a moment of hope. Orla Guerin, BBC News, Aqaba, Jordan.
There was swift reaction to the summit. The militant Palestinian groups, Hamas and Islamic Jihad, said they'd be continuing their violence. And there was talk of civil disobedience, at the very least, on the Israeli side. In Jerusalem tonight, Jewish settlers were demonstrating against the latest peace plan, many of them claiming the land is theirs by right and furious with their government for talking peace with the Palestinians.
It's the equivalent of the United States sitting down to talk to bin Laden after September 11th.